Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Digging in the Sandbox. My name is Lumberjack and today we are playing Factorio. So, when I last left you guys, we were having quite a few issues with frame rate drops and a few other things. I got that fixed. I went ahead and bought another hard drive, so now I've got two hard drives that I'm working with. It's fantastic. I'm running a constant 30 frames per second, which is just brilliant. I love it. We're going to be so great. It's good. It's good. Well, it dips a little bit, and it goes up a little bit. But we're fine. It's no big deal. So, anyways, I just want to go ahead and briefly cover what we're going to be doing today. We want to go ahead and get our power up and running, so we'll be working on that. We also need to get started on our research. Remember, we were working on turrets here. We're also going to research stone walls, which will be very, very important for our perimeter and maintaining, kind of a safe base. After that, we'll go ahead and move into things like logistics and automation, so that way we can really start getting our factories moving. And then at some point, I'll probably also do military and armor crafting. That probably won't all happen today, but just know that as time goes on, these things are going to be researched, and as those things finish, we will go ahead and be moving up to some of the other more complicated automations and other researches that we need to be doing. So just know that we're doing that. We also want to get a perimeter worked out around the base, so that way we can be defended, and that will require the walls, and then we'll go ahead and place the turrets with that. We're also going to be getting our factory situation up and running, so that, like I said, that'll be requiring the assembly machines and things like that. So there's a few other things I wanted to cover real quick just before we got started. I was rewatching the video back, and I realized that I actually messed up the stone situation just a bit. If you notice here, we're putting the stone directly into the stone furnace, which is making stone bricks. Now, in the future, that's going to be great, because we need those for the walls and things, but initially we actually need just raw stone for stuff. So this is actually the incorrect way of doing this. I want to go ahead and address that real quick. We're going to take that away. We're actually going to make an iron chest. And then we're going to put that iron chest right there so that it's constantly putting the raw stone into there. Now after that, we can go ahead and use inserters and things to go ahead and move that into the stone furnace to make the stone bricks, which will be useful. But at the moment, we just need that raw stone. So I just want to go ahead and address that because I did mess that up on last one. The other thing I wanted to cover is there's another element to this that we did not go over. For instance, if you press the Alt button, you can see what's actually being made. I don't remember if I covered that in the last video or not, but I wanted to go ahead and go over it again. So you can see we have the little, iron there, and then down here you can see we got stone going in there. And if we go down this way to where our coal was, you can see, oh, look, it's actually done. Oh, no, it doesn't show it, but the coal is in there. And now we have a lot of coal. That's a lot of coal. It's going to be great. The other thing I wanted to cover is if you look on the map screen here, you can see there's kind of like this little red flickery thing that's going on. That is pollution. And that is a pretty key component to this game and how it plays. The more factories and the more things that you build creates more of a pollution factor. And the greater your pollution, the more irritated the aliens are going to get. And so if you get a lot of pollution on them, they will actually start actively attacking you. So it's kind of good right in the beginning, especially if you have the aliens on very high. You kind of want to avoid having too high of a pollution, so be careful about what you make and how you make it, that sort of thing. That is important. The other thing I wanted to cover real quick, and this was brought to my attention by a few people from the last episode, is for the absolute beginner, for those of you, like I said, who I was trying to help here, I didn't cover something pretty important, which is key bindings. You guys, I'm doing things like I'm making stuff come up, and I'm doing stuff, and you're like, how are you doing that? What buttons are you pressing? So for this episode, I will go ahead and just mention that and then show it up on the screen what I'm pressing, so that way you guys know. And then if you're ever confused, if you go to the escape screen, you press escape, right? You go down to options, and then you go to controls. You can see here it tells you all of the buttons that the different things do. So if you're ever confused about something I'm doing and you don't know what it is, visit this screen and it can tell you exactly what's going on. You can also edit these. And so if you want to do that, that's good. It's like, oh, I don't want to do this, or I want to use a different button. I'm more comfortable with this. That's perfectly fine as well. So I just wanted to cover that real quick so that you guys aren't totally confused for the absolute beginner, because my heart goes out to you. You're the ones I'm trying to help here. Yes, that was everything. So like I said, to bring these little elements here, you press Alt. That is the Alt button that brings that on. That also shows your pollution on the map. The map is brought up with the M key, so that's M. For your inventory and other things, that's the E key, such as that. And then for research, you press T. T for research. And then your standard movement is WASD, as it does. It's kind of standard gaming stuff, so. Yes, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. The other thing I just wanted to mention real quick is I will not just be playing the whole time. There are definitely times where there's a lot of waiting involved, and you kind of just would be watching me standing here while things happen or while we mine stuff. So during those moments, I will just go ahead and play and cut that stuff out. So that way you guys just get the best of the gameplay, and you don't have to watch me kind of like, oh, how do I want to do this, and how do I want to do that? You know, kind of the boring stuff. First things first, though, let's go ahead and get our power up and running. We're going to need that for the lab, which is down here. That'll be very important for getting our research started, which we're going to need pretty soon. To do that, we need the steam engine, we need boilers, we need the offshore pump, and we will need these electric poles. So for all of those, we need copper, which we actually haven't started mining yet. So that will be the first thing we do, is start getting some copper. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's see here. Do I have enough? I don't. Okay. No, I lied. The first thing we're going to do is go get more iron plates, because that's what we really need. So let's go over here and get those. That's control click. Remember, control click to just pick things up from there, from whatever container. Just, you know, remember that. That's a nice little tip. Then we are going to go ahead and make another burner mining drill. So remember, it's building down here to your left, and then we're going to pick that up. We're going to do that right there. Then we are going to go ahead and place... I used the stone first. See, now we need stone. We need stone because that burner drill took a stone furnace, so the one I had in my inventory was actually used. So now if we come over here, we can just control click on the stone box. That gives us 91 stone, which is more than enough for us. Look, I can make 18 stone furnaces. We don't need 18 stone furnaces at the moment, but I could make them. Then we're going to go ahead and put that right there. Then we're going to go in here, and we're going to control click the coal into the power area. We're going to do that with that as well. So now we got full coal on both of these, which means we will not have to come over here for a while. And now we are making copper plates, which is exactly what we need. That's one, which probably isn't going to get us very far. So let's go ahead and start. We're going to need, well, we don't need too much, but let's start with one steam engine. And there's a proper ratio to boilers to steam engines here. I think it's 3 for every 1 or 2.5. I will find out exactly what it is so you guys aren't totally confused. But we're going to go ahead and start with 3 because that's what I've used and it's worked out pretty well. We're going to get some more of the copper. We're going to get the offshore pump. I also know that it's still dark on the screen. Like I said, I'm artificially lighting it right now because I know it gets really, really dark. One of the research things that you can get is lights. And I will go ahead and try and make that a priority as well, so that way we can just light up our bases and it's not completely dark and scary and we don't know what's going on and things and stuff and words. Anyway, so now we have our steam engine, and we have our boilers, and we have our offshore pump. So let's go ahead and place those. You can see this here. To rotate things, if you want to rotate items, you can press R. The offshore pump kind of auto-rotates to be based on the coast and where it is, so that's convenient. Then we're going to go ahead and put 1, 2, 3 boilers, and the steam engine. So you can see we've got these 3 items here, or 5 items right here. This is the steam engine, which will be powered by the boilers, which is heating up the water that's coming from the coast here. You know, your pretty standard stuff for steam engines. So we're going to come down here, we're going to collect more coal, because we will need it. And we're going to come back up here, and we're going to go ahead and put some of this. We'll go ahead and put 25 on each one. To get half a stack, you right-click it instead of just clicking it, and you can get half a stack, which is convenient. And we'll do that again. So there's that. So that's all 3 boilers going. But because we don't have any power going anywhere, the steam engine isn't being used, because you actually have to be actively using power for the steam engines to work. So now we're going to come back in here, and we're going to get a few of these electric poles. Each one here creates 2 down there. So we have 4, even though I only clicked it twice. And we're going to do that right there. We're going to do this right here, just to demonstrate that the power is going somewhere. And the next thing we're going to need is the lab. Now, I am short of copper, so I'm going to get some copper real quick. And I also just noticed the stone was out of power over there, so we're going to go back and do that in just a second. So come over here. So while we're crafting the lab, which is doing its thing down here, we're going to come back over here, and we will just go ahead and put all the coal in there so that we don't have to worry about that for a while. How are we doing? Oh, we're out of power up there as well. We're out of power everywhere. Just out of power. The other thing that's cool is once you really get the power going up here, you can use electric drills. You don't have to use these burner mining drills anymore. And that's really convenient because then all you have to do is watch your power consumption and match the steam engines to that. So we have our lab, which we're going to go ahead and put right here. Now you can see the steam engine started going, which is great because now this is actively using power down here. So that's important. So yeah, our steam engine's going, which is good. It's going through the power lines and right into our lab. Now, we are not actively researching anything yet because we need science packs, which we don't have any of yet at the moment. So let's go ahead and get some of these science packs. I think we need 10. Well, we'll just make all 17 then, I guess, because that's what I clicked on. So yeah, all 17, because we'll need them. We'll need them. They do take a little bit of a while to make. So you can see it's kind of slowly going, and if we look here back on the inventory, you can see it takes 5 seconds each for each one of those. So that takes a little bit of a while, and we're going to do handcraft them for the first couple research items, but eventually, if we go back to our research screen, you can see we have automation, and that gives us the assembling machine, and once you start making those, you can just automate that process, which, again, is the key to success, because who wants to stand around and wait for these things to be researched and built on our own? So I'm going to go and put 5 science packs in there. We need 10 for the turrets, which you can see it says right here 10, so that's good. And what else can we do while we're waiting on that? What are some other important key things we need to do? Let's go back up here. This is doing okay, so I'll take some more of those. This is doing okay. Let's see how much stone we have. That's a decent amount. Let's come back down this way. Our coal is doing well, so we'll take some more of that. So yes, you know what? I think what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take a very quick break right here. We're going to go ahead and pause. I will come back to you, and what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make some of the electric mining drills. So I will make those. I will get ourselves set up so I can demonstrate how that works. And hopefully we'll have some turrets done by the time we get back. Welcome back, everybody, from that amazing break. I hope you enjoyed that amazing fact. I'm going to try and put those in there as often as possible, just because who doesn't like random facts about random things? And now you're learning. I'm concerned about education, and I want you guys to learn. So now you're learning. It's good. We're helping each other. I love it. While you were gone, we went ahead and finished the turret research. So if you come down here, we can see we finished the turrets. Those have been researched. So now that allows us to upgrade to laser turrets at some point. We can also get gun turret damage. So that just gives us more options over here. Also, while you guys are learning, I went ahead and did optics. So now we can get lights while it's dark, which will make this game so much better for everybody involved, because now everything can be seen, which will be great. For our next research, since now we're waiting on research, I think we're going to go ahead and do walls so we can create our perimeter. So let's do that. So that's now researching. The lab is gone at it. We've only got 2 of those, so I will come back. Also, I went ahead and placed some electric poles so that we can get these electronic mining drills going. So I'm going to go and do those here in just a second, and that goes all the way to the stone, to the iron, and to the copper. For the coal, for the moment, I think I'm just going to leave it as is, because this is a pretty convenient way to get coal. We'll go ahead and change that in just a second, but I just wanted to start with these so that you guys can get the idea. So let's go ahead and take away this. You can right-click it. That gets rid of things. We're going to go ahead and leave the chest there. What we're going to do is we're going to take these electric mining drills, which you can create from this right here. They take a few items you can see there on the screen. So we're going to go ahead and take that. We're going to rotate it so that it's pointing directly into the chest, and we are going to place it. So now you can see it's doing stuff without having to put any coal in it. It's all coming based off of the steam engine here, which is great. And now that's still just putting our stone right here in this magical chest of magicalness, which is always nice. So let's go ahead and do the same thing for iron. We're going to go ahead and pick up this one here. And you can see this is out of power, so we're going to fix that in a second. If I go ahead and put this right like that, if I remember correctly, it will just put it directly into this one here. Let's see if it... Yep, it does. So we don't even have to change anything here. We could just leave that as is, and we'll go ahead and put 50 coal in there, so that way we don't have to come back to that for a while. And I will control-click and take those iron plates. And if we follow the path over here, I also removed some of the trees because we love trees, but they're in the way, and that's... Oh, it hurts to say that. Because, you know, that is one aspect of this game that I wish that they would add. You know, maybe I could... Well, maybe we could fight for this, guys. The trees... The more you have them should help lower your pollution. I don't believe that's currently how it works. It really should, because that would actually be kind of cool, because then you would want to kind of conserve trees. They wouldn't just necessarily be in the way. They could actually be useful. I think that would be a cool mechanic to the game, personally. So we're going to put that one in there like that. Nope, we're going to put it over here, so that way it's touching the copper cable there. And it's going to go ahead and keep doing its thing. We will go ahead and refill this by just, if you hold shift and you click the stack, it'll just automatically fill it to its max amount. And that will go ahead and do that for us. I'm going to take those 95 or 98 plates, or however many we have now. That's all three of those, and now those are all doing that, so that's coal that doesn't have to go back into those burner mining drills. We are conserving resources by doing that. So the other thing I want to point out is if you look here to the right of the screen, right over there, you can see down at the bottom for the steam engine, it's got performance and available performance. That is determining how do I describe this? It's determining how successful the steam engine is producing power, I guess, or how much the system is using. Really, I guess is the better way to do that. So the bottom is the available performance. That's what the steam engine can produce, and the performance is how much of that energy is actually being consumed. So that's important to note. Over here on the boilers, I'm going to go ahead and also add some coal to these, so that way we don't have to worry about that, and that's good. And then the other thing that's cool about the electronic system that you can kind of monitor if you're really into that sort of thing is you can click on, like left click on the control, on the power poles, and it will show you all the different things that are being consuming and producing. So over here you can see we've got steam engines, which is producing, around 240 kilowatts. And then on the left here, the electric mining drills are showing how much they're consuming, as well as the lab and anything else that might be doing that. And you can do that based on 5 seconds, or 10 minutes, or 50 hours, which we don't even show up here. We have not played that long. 10 hours, you barely just see the little line there because we just got started with this. And then at the top, it shows you your overall consumption and production. And then the accumulators, we'll get into that later because that's something else entirely. But yeah, so just left click on that and then we'll get that. So let's go ahead and actually place some lights because it's getting dark now. So put one there, and we'll put one there. You can never have too many lights because you gotta light up the world. We're like Paris or something. Probably not. We're not like Paris, but we can dream, right? And I made 13 of those. Once you research things, they just pop up here in your inventory. So under crafting, you can just see, like, if you didn't have the ability to make something before, and then you research something, it will just pop up here, and you can just make it from there. So that's good to know. And we'll go ahead and place another light up here. So there we go. And if you press the Q key, see how I'm holding these lights? Oh, I don't actually want to place that there. But how I'm holding these lights, if I press Q, then I can do that. So that's convenient. And the reason these are kind of like pausing and stuff is because they have reached their max amount in the stack, so that's 50, and it can only produce it so fast. So this isn't an ideal system, and we will actually change it later, but for now, we'll go ahead and leave this as is. And the stone and everything's doing fine there. So we need to keep researching is what we need to do. So let's come back here. We need, oh, that's 32. So let's see if I control click it. No, that doesn't do anything. Right click it? Oh, it's right click. That's what it is. So if you right click them, you can make them in sets of 5, which is convenient. So go and make 20 more, just so we have them. And we can use those to research stuff. And then we will come down here to the coal real quick. So we'll pick that and pick that. And just so I can show you how it works, press Q again. Let's take the power poles. And for these ones, they can get up to about 2 empty spots between power, going that way and that way. Like so. You can actually upgrade the electronic poles so that you can get power further away. They have like really long distance ones, and they have ones that cover more space so that you don't have to kind of build as many of them. And those don't take wood either. They take iron. So that's convenient. So let's go ahead and... Oh, the other thing. This is cool. On your keyboard, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 determine these positions right here. So for instance, I want to pick up the electric mining drill, so I'm going to press 2, and that just auto picks it for me. So instead of having to constantly going back and forth to click and things, you can just press those numbers and that'll do it for you. To get to the other side, for instance, if I put that there, if I press Shift and 1, now I've picked it up. So that's just, nice little another tip to kind of save time. I know it seems silly to have to worry about that, but when you're being attacked by aliens, sometimes time is a factor. So we're going to have to wait on that iron chest, because we have to finish researching or building all of these little science packs. I'm going to go ahead and put these 15 in there, so that way we're working on walls again. And up here you can see how far we've researched, how much has been completed. That's important. And look at that, that steam engine's really going now. Look at, oh, it is flooring it. So let's come back this way. Almost done, almost done, almost got there. Come on. Craft faster. I mean, yeah. Okay, now we got an iron chest. We're going to put that right there. And now, all the coal that's coming from in here is going directly in there, which means we no longer need these. They are now obsolete. So, that means we get to create one of my favorite things. We're going to go ahead and do it with a wooden chest, too, just for fun. We're going to put this here. We'll put it right here. That's fine. We're going to call this the obsolete chest of things that we just no longer need in the game. And that would be these burner mining drills. We will never use them ever again. We'd have no need. They are purposeless. It's sad, truly, but it is how it is. So that's that. That about covers it for today. I think of what we wanted to accomplish. You know what we will do? We'll go ahead and explore a little bit. Let's go ahead and explore. Oh, ooh, we're done research. What should we get? What should we get? You know what? Let's work towards automation, because that's the next thing we're really going to need. We really want to start automating stuff. So let's go ahead and research automation. And just now, because I can show you what those stone bricks were used for, we need those for walls. So if we go to the military tab, or the combat tab as it's here, you can see we can make stone walls. And if you look at there, that takes 5 stone bricks for each one. So we can make 10 right now because we have 52. And I will demonstrate how those work. You can just place them down like so. And it's perfect. I mean, those, and you can put it over top of stuff. That's the other important thing. You don't have to worry about these being in the way of whatever you want to place, because you can just place things over top of the ores. Now that's not always convenient, because then you don't know what ores are around and you can't see things. So it's ideal not to necessarily do that, but you can do that. So but yes, let's zoom out a little bit here. And that's the scroll wheel. For those who don't know, you can zoom in and out based on the scroll wheel, and we'll see what aliens are around us. And if you look on the map, you can see just in the upper left-hand corner, right up here, you can see we're starting to get some aliens. Oh, and there they are. Ooh, that is a lot of aliens. Ooh. I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but they're actually called biters and spitters. They actually do have technical names. So you can see it has spitter spawner over there and biter spawner. Alien is just easier to refer to, but they do actually have technical names. So now you know. So we're not going to attack them right now because I would die instantly. So that's one nest. Ooh, that's a big nest too. Ooh, we're going to have to worry about it. But if you look on the map, so if we go back to the map, you can see here's our pollution. And see how it's starting to spread? If that hits up on those aliens, that's going to be really bad news bears for us, because they're going to come straight for the power and try and take us out. And they will just, they're strong. They are not weak aliens. So that's important to note. So let's keep going south here. We'll keep going. Oh, look, see, there's another one. There's another one down there. So ooh, man, we're actually kind of surrounded. So yeah, the first thing we're going to do here is really get those turrets and those walls up and running before we do too much any more of the building, because we will be attacked and it will be scary. So that, I think, is what we will actually automate from the beginning. I'll go ahead and zoom back in here. We're going to go ahead and work towards making those turrets. Like I said, we're working on the automation, so that's going to help us in automating what we need to attack the aliens, which is if we go back to our combat tab, we see here we have regular magazines. These are just your standard bullets. Those are going to be great in helping us kind of, shoot the aliens, what you need to do. And then as time goes on, we can get to like armor piercing bullets and things, and we can improve the turrets themselves. And then eventually we'll reach a point where we actually get, let's see if I can find it here. So we get laser. So that allows us to make laser turrets, which are far more effective because you don't have to use ammunition. It does cost electricity, so you have to be very conscious of how many steam engines things you have, but they are far more effective and powerful than the just standard turrets. So let's go ahead and, the other thing I want to go ahead and cover is actually radar. So let me go ahead and get some more iron so I can show you this. It's pretty cool. So click. The radar allows us to explore the map without actually having to explore the map. It's pretty cool. It also brings up some neat stuff on our radar, which I will show here right now. So if we go ahead and place this radar, we'll put it right here next to the lab, so everything's nice and like little, tighten it here. So we click on that, it can show, or well, you can't really click on it, but see, all right, if you look at the electricity over here, you can see how it's in yellow. That means that we have too much of things using the electricity and not enough power coming in. So we're going to have to fix that here. And the way I've placed things actually isn't ideal for that, so I will fix that by next episode and kind of move things up just a little bit, so that way we have room to do that. And I did figure out, well, I don't know what the proper ratio is, but from my research, what I found is that 10 steam engines to 14 boilers is ideal for getting power out. And you just make a bunch of those with the water all along the coast. If whoever wants to do math can tell me what 10 divided by 14 is, and that will give us our proper ratio. Or 14 divided by... I don't do math. I'm an artist. That's how it works. So... anyways, yes, I think that's going to go ahead and call it for today. By next episode, we will go ahead and really start working on that perimeter. We will go ahead and bump up the amount of electric mining drills we have, which will increase our pollution, but it will allow us to get resources faster and make the things that we need quicker, which will be useful. And we will go ahead and start lining these walls with our turrets, which I will make one right now just so you can see what it looks like. Oh, it takes a while. Look at it. Look at its crafting. That's the other thing we're going to go ahead and automate. We don't want to have to make those by ourselves either. But if I go over here and just put that there, now, see how it says we need magazines? You can see the little triangle there. If we click on that, I'll even go ahead and do the magazines I have on myself, my personal self, and we'll shift-click that into there, into the gun turret, and now it is armed and ready to go. It doesn't need power. It's all just going to do it just fine on its own. So if any aliens come over this way, they're going to die pretty instantaneously, and then we will be defended, and that's what we need, because we don't like biters and spitters. They're evil. Maybe they're not evil. I mean, I guess technically we're the ones invading their planet, but that's technicalities. We don't. It's fine. It's fine. So anyways, yes, this episode has gotten fairly long. I think we accomplished quite a bit today, which is good. We are getting sector scan in, so we're seeing what's around us. We got our power going, which is good. We've got our electric mining drills, which we have allowed to create our obsolete chest, one of my favorites, and we've got our lab going, so now we're researching things, which actually paused at the moment. But yes, so we're heading down the road. Things are happening. Awesome. Thank you guys very much for watching. Please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. It's always appreciated, and if I mess something up and you think there's a better way to do it, I always appreciate criticism, because I can't be perfect as much as I think that I am. I can't be perfect, so I always appreciate criticism. And also be sure to follow me on Twitter and Facebook for any sorts of updates. My Twitter is really just random things that come into my mind, as well as important updates. And then the Facebook page is great for just staying up on stuff. And, you know, maybe we'll start creating a little bit of community here. It'll be good. It'll be good. Other than that, thank you guys very much for watching. Take it easy, and I will be back next Thursday with another episode of Digging in the Sandbox. Also stay tuned for a new guest series, which will be included with some of my great friends playing some amazing games. And I believe the first one is going to be Don't Starve Together, the beta. It's hilarious, it's great, and we're going to have a great time. So stay tuned for that as well. And again, thank you guys very much for watching, and take it easy.